You know that feeling? Your brain's just buzzing with everything you need to do, right?
Mm.
Those big goals are kind of looming in the background.
Yeah.
But then the day ends and you're sort of looking back like, where did the time actually go?
Right. And what did I really get done? That feeling of almost paralysis.
Exactly. It's that gap, between wanting to do things and actually doing them.
It's super common, like
Yeah.
having all the ingredients,
Yeah.
maybe a fantastic recipe idea, but no actual steps written down.
Yeah. You end up just feeling stuck, even though you know what needs to happen, sort of.
Hmm.
And honestly, for me, the biggest shift, the most valuable thing I've learned in like my whole personal growth journey,
Okay.
daily planning. It sounds so simple, maybe even a bit basic.
But incredibly effective.
It's been a complete game changer, turning those fuzzy intentions into actual concrete progress.
It really is the foundation, isn't it? I mean, our lives are built day by day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One day at a time.
And if you don't have a plan for that day, that specific unit of time, well, those long-term goals can just stay out there.
Right. Just floating around as someday goals.
Just aspirations, yeah.
Yeah.
And it can even spiral downwards, can it? Missed days lead to less confidence.
Totally. It's a negative feedback loop. But the flip side is what's so powerful. When you do plan effectively, even just a little bit, it creates this amazing upward momentum.
Small wins build on each other.
Yeah. Confidence grows. You feel more positive, more in control. And look, this isn't just us saying this, right? There's actual research.
Oh, yeah, solid evidence.
Yeah.
You're probably thinking of Goletzer's work.
Yes. Peter Gollwitzer, the attention implantation test. It's fascinating.
It really demonstrates the power of what psychologists call implementation intentions. Sounds fancy, but the idea is simple.
Okay, let's break it down for everyone. So they had two groups, right? Both had to write a report about their Christmas Eve.
Simple task, due December 26th.
But here's the kicker. Group A, they just had the goal, write and submit the report. Group B, though, had the same goal, but they also had to specifically write down when and where they were going to do the writing.
Ah, the implementation intention step.
Yeah.
So they had to form that if-then plan in their minds.
Exactly. Like, when it's 7 p.m. on the 25th, then I will sit at my kitchen table and write.
That little bit of specificity makes a huge difference. It connects the intention to a concrete situation.
And the results were just, wow. Group A, the ones who just had the goal, only 31% finished the report.
Okay, so less than a third.
But Group B, the ones who planned the when and where, 71% completion.
That's more than double, just from adding that simple planning step.
Isn't that incredible?
It really shows how detailing the execution, the how, when, and where bridges that gap between wanting to do something and actually doing it.
It cuts through the procrastination, the ambiguity.
You're essentially pre-deciding, removing friction.
Yeah. So just wanting it isn't enough. The planning part is key. Now, I get it. Some listeners might be thinking,
Oh, planning, that sounds rigid.
right. Or that's for like business owners or super organized people, not me.
It'll stifle my creativity or spontaneity. That's a common concern.
Definitely. But look, this deep dive isn't about locking you into some rigid schedule you hate.
No, not at all.
It's about giving you practical tools, strategies you can actually use to feel less overwhelmed, more in control, and ultimately make real progress on things that matter to you.
So we've got two main parts today, right?
Yeah. First, we need to tackle how to figure out what your real priorities are. That's like step 0.
Crucial foundation.
And then we'll get into some actionable daily planning techniques you can literally start using tonight.
And these techniques are flexible. They work whether your days are jam-packed or you have more open time, you can adapt them.
Okay, so let's start with that step 0, prioritization. This feels almost too simple, but trust me, it works.
Sometimes the simplest things are the most profound.
So true. Okay, listener, I want you to do this with us right now, or maybe later today. Think about tomorrow.
What needs doing? What would you like to get done?
Yeah, just make a quick list in your head or jot it down if that helps. Work stuff, personal things, exercise, learning, anything.
Got your list.
Okay, now imagine tomorrow comes and, things get crazy. You realize you can realistically only do one thing from that entire list.
Just one. What immediately jumps out?
Don't overthink it. What's your gut reaction? That one thing.
That first instinct often points directly to what's genuinely most important or urgent for you right now. It cuts through the clutter.
Bingo. That's almost certainly your number one priority for tomorrow. Mark it down mentally or physically.
Okay, done.
Now look at the rest of the list. Same question. If you could only do one more thing from what's left,
Which one pops out now?
that's priority number 2. Keep going like that down your list.
You end up with a ranked order based on this forced choice method?
Exactly. And the beauty is you bypass all that complex analysis, the pros and cons lists.
You tap into your intuition about what really matters.
Right. And this is the crucial link to planning. Your daily plan needs to be built around these priorities.
Make sure those top items get scheduled first. Get your best energy.
Absolutely. Okay, that sets the stage. Let's move to step 1. Write your daily plan the night before.
Ah, the classic advice.
Classic for a reason. But I have to admit, I used to fight this one hard. I was all about spontaneity.
The go-with-the-flow mentality. It sounds appealing, freeing.
It does. I'll just see how I feel tomorrow. But honestly, for me, that usually meant my day got dictated by emails, urgent but unimportant tasks, or just drifting.
Reacting rather than acting intentionally.
Totally. And I'd end the day feeling like I hadn't moved the needle on my actual goals. I'd always be saying, okay, tomorrow I'll be productive.
The perpetual tomorrow cycle.
Exactly. Now, you hear stories, right? Like Richard Branson supposedly plans his day based on his mood.
But it's important to consider the context there.
Totally. He's, Richard Branson, different stage of life, immense resources. Maybe that works for him now.
For most of us, still striving, building things, achieving goals, that reactive approach probably isn't the most effective.
Right. We need to make the most of each day. That's why planning the night before is so powerful.
And a key reason why it works is it separates the planning from the doing, emotionally speaking.
Explain that.
Well, when you plan the night before, you're usually calmer, more objective. You're not in the thick of morning rush or feeling tired or unmotivated.
Ah, okay. You make decisions with a clearer head.
Exactly. You decide what's important without the immediate pull of procrastination or feeling overwhelmed by the task itself.
That makes so much sense. Think about, like, a Saturday morning. If you wake up with zero plan...
Hours can just vanish on scrolling or random stuff.
Totally. But if Friday night you decided 9 a.m. hike or 10 a.m. work on that project, you just do it. The decision's already made.
Same for weekdays after work or school. Instead of collapsing and defaulting to TV, your plan might say, read for 30 minutes, or prep lunches for tomorrow.
It gives your free time intention, structure.
You allocate time consciously, directing your energy rather than letting it drift. Even scheduling downtime is intentional.
And honestly, just taking 5 or 10 minutes the night before, it puts you way ahead of most people.
Miles ahead. It's a small investment with a huge potential return.
Now, look, actually sticking to the plan is another layer, right? Discipline, habit formation.
That's a whole topic in itself. And yeah, building that consistency takes practice. We've touched on that before.
We have, but just getting the plan down is step 1.
Okay.
Leads us nicely into step 2. Consider your humanity.
Yes, this is so important because it's easy to get carried away.
Oh, totally. You see these schedules online sometimes.
The superhuman plan.
Yeah.
Wake at 4 a.m., run 10 miles, learn Mandarin, write a symphony, cure diseases, all before lunch.
Haha, yeah. Meditate for an hour, intense workout, flawless 8-hour workday, side hustle.
It's aspirational, maybe for 0.01% of people, but for most of us, it's a recipe for burnout and feeling like a failure.
Exactly. And that kind of minute-by-minute, hyper-detailed planning isn't always necessary or even helpful for everyone anyway.
Right. The goal isn't to become a robot. It's to make progress sustainably. Building your ideal day is gradual.
It's like fitness, isn't it? You wouldn't go into the gym on day 1 and try to bench press 300 pounds or run a full marathon.
No, you'd injure yourself or just give up immediately. You start small.
A short jog, maybe some light weights. You build consistency first.
Those small, manageable steps create momentum. Then you gradually increase the intensity or duration.
But sometimes the online narrative is go big or go home from the start.
And when people try that with planning and inevitably can't stick to the crazy schedule,
they just quit planning altogether. They think, see, planning doesn't work for me.
When really it was the type of plan that was the problem, not the act of planning itself.
Exactly. So the takeaway here is be realistic. When you plan the night before, start simple.
Maybe just block out time for your top 1 or 2 priorities.
Yeah. Add a slot for, say, a specific work task, maybe 20 minutes for reading or learning something new. Keep it achievable.
And definitely build in some buffer time.
Oh, the buffer, yes. Crucial.
Life happens, right? Things take longer, interruptions occur. Having some unscheduled time prevents the whole day from collapsing if one thing goes off track.
It's like a pressure release valve for your schedule. It reduces that feeling of constantly being behind.
Gives you breathing room, a chance to catch up, or just transition calmly?
So remember, start small, be realistic, build in buffers. Consistency over intensity, especially at first. It's about building that planning muscle gradually.
Well said.
Okay, which brings us to our final step. Step 3, get a lesson or feedback from each day.
This is where the learning happens, where you really start to refine your process.
It's not just about making the plan, it's about seeing how it worked.
Exactly. Planning shouldn't be static, it's iterative.
So, at the end of the day, take literally just 2 or 3 minutes. Ask yourself, what went well today? What didn't go according to plan? Why?
Any surprises? Any insights?
I've learned so much doing this. Like, I realized if I don't check my phone first thing, bam, my focus is way better for the first hour.
Identifying those personal cause and effect relationships.
Yeah. Or that doing just 5 minutes of mindfulness before a tricky task actually makes me more efficient, not less.
Those little discoveries are gold. They become your personal productivity secrets. You start seeing patterns, your energy dips, your peak focus times.
Exactly. What drains you, what energizes you. This self-awareness is key to making your next plan even better.
And you hear this from people who try it.
All the time. People in our community share things like, I realized a quick walk outside boosts my creativity, or listening to that specific podcast on my commute makes me feel ready for work.
It's about finding your specific feedback loops, what works for you.
Right. And when you do this consistently, day after day, your planning becomes incredibly personalized and effective.
You're not just following generic advice anymore. You're using a system tailored precisely to your life, your goals, your rhythms.
That's mastery, isn't it? Mastering your day, which leads to feeling more in control of your life overall.
Yep.
Now, to help you actually do this, to put steps 0, 1, 2, and 3 into practice, we made something for you.
Ooh, exciting. A tool.
Yeah. My team and I put together a free PDF template. It's up on our Telegram channel right now.
Okay, fantastic. What does it cover?
It's designed specifically around what we just talked about. And there's a section for that priority ranking exercise.
Step 0, nail down.
Yep. Then a simple structure for blocking out your daily schedule.
Step 1.
And crucially, a dedicated space for that daily feedback and reflection.
Step 3, bringing it all together.
Exactly. You can use it digitally, fill it out on your phone or tablet, or print it out.
Maybe even laminate it and use a dry erase marker.
Great idea. Use it over and over. So yeah, I really encourage everyone listening, head over to the Telegram channel, grab that free download.
Start using it tonight for tomorrow's plan.
I honestly think it could make a big difference. And while you're on Telegram, check out the other stuff too. We share wallpapers, sometimes specific templates from other deep dives, meditation files.
A little extras, personal insights.
Yeah, things I don't always share elsewhere. It's a great little hub.
It really extends the conversation we have here, providing those practical tools.
Speaking of extending the conversation and community, if you're getting value from these deep dives, if you resonate with this goal of like constantly improving,
Leveling up, yeah.
we'd absolutely love it if you'd also consider subscribing to our YouTube channel.
The YouTube plug. Good idea.
Yeah. It's just another way to stay connected, get notified about new deep dives, and honestly, it really helps support the work we're doing here.
Definitely. If you enjoy these discussions, hitting subscribe on YouTube is a great way to show support and make sure you don't miss out.
Absolutely. And hey, if you're new here, maybe this is your first deep dive.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Go check out our very first discussion, too. It sets the stage for what we're all about. Join the community.
It's all about taking these steps day by day, right? Becoming that more effective, more fulfilled version of yourself.
Couldn't have said it better. And just remember, that effort you put in now, especially when it feels a bit tough.
That's where the growth happens.
It is. And it leads to that amazing feeling of progress. And it helps you avoid that feeling of regret later on.